We're talking years. No kidding.
We're busy.
Yeah.
I started the live.
That's fine. I'll catch
Okay.
up in a minute.
All right. Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Hi. I'm waiting for Bob because it's a crazy kind of day. I'm at the shop. It's been kind of crazy. I gotta show you something while we wait for Bob because he's busy with a customer, so we're running behind. Hey, Byron. Beth, you crack me up. Hi, Chad. I'm gonna switch this around because you guys are not gonna believe what came out of this Jeep today. So, look at down here, underneath here. This Jeep, they brought it and said, it's not working. And look, all of this. And a big, huge rat was living inside this Jeep. It is disgusting. See that rat's nest? I don't know how long this vehicle was sitting, but turn this back around. But the guys killed the giant rat with a crowbar because the damn thing came running out when Sean pulled this in. Disgusting. That's like the most disgusting thing. Were you there to witness it, Cody?
I took care of the pack rat.
Oh, you were the
took care
rat
of it.
killer today?
Look, it was the size of my foot.
Oh,
It
God.
was the size of my foot, straight up.
That's disgusting. Maybe we'll have Sean send I think Sean took a picture, didn't he?
Yeah.
We'll have Sean
And
send a picture.
That's the full
Gross.
house it had sitting up next to the carburetor.
Oh, that's where it was?
Well,
So,
that whole thing was filled with leaves and stuff.
this was sitting next to the carburetor.
That's
Do
where
you
it's living.
think a Jeep could run with all of that in it? That's just totally disgusting. I'm glad I missed the rat. Glad I missed the rat. What did he chew up in here, I wonder?
Oh, probably everything.
Anybody seeing anything offhand? I mean, I don't know why this vehicle was brought here other than, well, hey, it ain't working.
I think they want us to get it running and driving for them, but it looks like it hasn't been running or driving for quite some time.
Yeah, that's so disgusting.
Right.
So, that kind of leads me to what we were going to discuss today. Bob and I were talking about it this morning, and we think a good video is what to look for when you're looking to buy a new Jeep. New to you. Like, you know, a lot of people are trying to get outdoors these days because there's nothing better to do than to get outdoors. And people who are buying vehicles, 4x4 vehicles, that have never had 4x4 vehicles before. Thanks, guys. I see Jessica, I see Austin. Yep, it's time for a change. Look, makeover time. Anyways, I digress. A lot of people are buying two-door JKs, building them now like the TJs were. Obviously, this vehicle that we have that had this rat infestation, that this one is a CJ, I do believe. Let's see. Gotta switch it around so you can see it. Yep, whoops, sorry. I'm outside. So, no. Yeah, CJ. So, it's an older Jeep, still a really great Jeep, minus the rat infestation. But what are some things that you should look for when you are looking to buy a new to you Jeep? So, a few pointers that I've heard about. Let's see, switch this back around. The things we've seen customers come in. So, let's say you bought this really cool looking already built Jeep Yay, great. I should just be able to go off-road. Tanner was driving. Okay. Rust for sure, Robert, in your area. Down in Florida, the rust is anything east of the Mississippi. Get down underneath that Jeep and check for any of the rust. I mean, if it's just on the fenders or on the stuff you're going to take off, that's minor, but your frame. I mean, how many rusty Jeeps have been bought and then the frame is toast and you have to go and get major surgery and fix that up. Another thing that a lot of people forget to look at is, okay, you got the big tires and the lift and all that, and this looks really cool, but does it really drive? And don't just say just because it's a Jeep, it should handle funny just because it's a Jeep. No, it shouldn't handle funny just because it's a Jeep. Oh, that's who was on that motorcycle. Hey, we got a surprise guest. Say hi, Conrad.
Hi, Conrad.
Come in here, Conrad. Hi, Conrad. Nice to see you, Conrad. So, Bob, I was talking about this rat's nest infested vehicle, and it
actually had a rat in it that we killed.
Yeah, and it got me on the subject of, I've got to turn it this way, of what to look for when buying a used Jeep. So
preferably, if you're looking at a used Jeep, get the keys and test drive it past. If you're not mechanically inclined or new to the Jeep scene, whatever.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Take it to your local four-wheel drive shop. Obviously, if you're in the neighborhood here, you bring it here. But most Jeep shops will have, I don't know, 100 point. We have like 180 point inspection we do. It's going to cost you. I think we're $395 here to do that inspection, but we rack it. Wheels and tires come off. We'll put fingers and wrenches to everything, potential wear items, so that's maintenance items, brakes, U-joints, suspension parts, yada yada yada. If it is a modified Jeep, we will go through all of that, give you a,
Yeah.
and it'll save you money in the long run, because, case in point, I had a guy in here this morning, bought a built Jeep, and yeah, he's looking at better than $10,000 worth of repairs, and the Jeep's probably worth $2,000. So don't just buy stuff off Craigslist
because it looks good.
Just because it looks cool, and put yourself into sellers.
Yeah, I always
they
think
want to sell it for a reason.
Right, that's where I was going. I always think, why are they selling that? They're selling
Right.
that for some reason.
Yeah,
and is that some reason?
especially if it's one of them good deals.
Yeah.
In our experience, good deals cost 3 times the money.
Right. So I'm gonna switch this around so I can hold it just to get you on there. I'm gonna ask a couple questions. So I didn't ask everybody how their weekend was. Bob, how was your weekend? What'd you do this weekend?
I worked.
Yep.
So transmission died in
Yeller.
In Yeller, when we were out in Grand Junction here a month or so ago. It's been coming, but 21 Road finished it. So me and one of the helpers here R&R'd the tranny on Saturday morning. Then we went to Denver for Lucas's graduation. Congratulations, Lucas.
Terrain Master Lucas.
And Jake, twin Jake.
Yes.
Both the boys graduated this year, so we went down there. Then Sunday I was back in here wrapping up all the loose ends of a tranny swap. Change oil in Atlas, which maintenance, I'm just as guilty as you are. That Atlas was installed a long time ago and never had the oil change. So.
Tell them about your belly skid plate, Bob.
What's that?
About how thick.
Oh yeah, we shoveled up I think 4 or 5 gallon buckets of Utah.
Yeah.
And Colorado.
So drop your skid plates.
So yeah, that's another thing. We offer a service, and I'm sure most 4-wheel drive shops will too. a more comprehensive inspection. So that's, you know, back to this pre-sale inspection deal. We'll pull skid plates off because there's usually nasty things hiding behind skid plates. So, you know, but if you're a do-it-yourselfer, drop your skid plate. I bet I pick up a mile to gallon because my Jeep is 4 or 5 gallon buckets lighter right at the moment. So, you know, and mud finds its way. If you live in Beth, you know, we worked on Beth's Jeep here a while back, and same thing. But Beth lives in northern Minnesota where it's wet. So all of that, mine was just dry sand, essentially. Hard, crunchy, whatever.
Sand.
You live somewhere where there's moisture, you're going to have rust problems. So at least once a year, you know.
Yeah.
And you can check a lot of things. So maintenance, like a t-shirt I have up here, broke, sucks. Don't take your Jeep to an event, to a weekend of wheeling, to a club trip, whatever you're doing, and break. And break happens, but make it for a good reason. You were trying an obstacle or whatever, not just pull in the parking lot and something fell off of it. Do the maintenance, which includes pulling the skid plates.
So, I want to do an example.
Yeah.
If somebody was going to buy this Jeep over here.
Well, the first thing you should have done is figured out how to open the hood.
Yeah.
Because you'd have seen the pack rat sitting on the air cleaner, alive, no bullshit, pack rat.
Yeah.
And all of that.
Yeah, I showed them that and what's in the trash can and the nest, and Cody
and
killed
now
it.
There's wiring problems.
Sure, I was going to say there's got to be something chewed in there.
Oh, it's a barn. Man, look what I found in a barn. It's a cool CJ5.
In really good shape, right? Because especially like Robert said, you look for rust. Well, this doesn't have rust. The body's
somebody put a
really good
body on it.
Oh, it's fiberglass.
So there's another surprise. Oh yeah, none of the electrical works because it's a fiberglass body, and there's nothing grounded. So you know, I'm making shit up, but your $3,000 barn fine's going to cost you 20 grand when it's all said and done to get it to run.
Right.
Probably should have just stayed in the barn.
And they brought it just to make it run, right?
Yes.
That's what they wanted you to do.
Well, that's first.
Yeah.
You can't, you know, the 4 S's: start, stop, steer. I don't remember what the fourth one is. But
smile.
Yeah, smile. The 3 main ones: start, stop, and steer. If you can't do any of them, you can't drive it.
Right.
So who knows what we're going to find once it actually runs.
So let's say somebody's not buying this old of a vehicle. Let's say they're gonna buy a JK. What are the first things? What are some of the things?
Are you cutting in and out of service? Getting away from Wi-Fi?
I don't know. I can't see my phone actually. It's too bright out here. Yeah. So okay, I'll back up just in case. Everybody's still good on here. We didn't lose anybody. Shift. All my oil leaks into my skid plates, so no rust. Yep. So we can stand here and this is working. That JK out there, if you were going to buy a 2-door JK, because those seem to be a hot item right now, stretch a 2-door, make it a great off-roading vehicle. What are some of the for sure things you would look at on a JK to see if they're going to be very expensive to do something, or if they're going to be better than that? Sorry.
So first and foremost on a JK is the front axle housing. If it's a stock housing, it's bent, guaranteed. It's just
even with stock
what
wheels?
it is. Yep. Yeah, I mean a bone stock one probably okay. But I would have a second opinion. If you don't know what to look for, I would definitely have a second opinion. Okay. Also on the front end, very weak bracketry. You got to look for cracks, rust. So a weld, when it cracks, will develop a rust streak. If you see a rust streak on any welds, walk away or negotiate lower, because it's going to cost you to fix them.
What about
So that's number one on a JK.
and
front
ball
end.
joints too on those axles?
That's all
since you're
part
talking
of the
axles.
front end.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
control arms, bushings if it's stock, if it's aftermarket, some good, some bad. Steering box. We change a lot of
Oh,
JK
yeah.
steering boxes.
Yep.
They're not a
Yep.
great design.
These are things that are good to know on a used one, huh?
You know, basically sit in the driver's seat, grab the steering wheel at noon, go 1 to 11, 11 to 1, 11 to 1, 11 to 1, 11 to 1. If you feel movement, something's loose, broke,
Okay.
mutilated, missing. We've seen it all.
Yeah.
Steering box and front end are probably the two biggest things to look at on a JK generically. Then we get into year divisions.
I was gonna say.
7 to 11 will have a 3.8 V6. In our experience, a 100,000 mile motor. If you've got one more than 100,000 miles, you're living on borrowed time.
That makes
If
sense.
it's a 12 to 18, you'll have the Pentastar and the NAG 1 automatic. Decent unit. They're again high miles, oil cooler leaks and failures, water pump failures, thermostat housing failures, radiator failures, all of those things. Smell. I don't know if you know what antifreeze smells like, but some people tell me it smells like maple syrup.
It does. It does.
If you smell that, you have a problem. Walk away or negotiate lower. Rear wheel bearings and seals are another gotcha on JKs.
Okay.
So drive the Jeep, turn the radio off. I know you want to hear the tunes. Shut it off. Shut the fan off. No noise. Roll the window down. Drive it. Just put it in gear and let it idle across the parking lot. If you hear crickets chirping, burp, 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 you know, you've got a bent rear axle shaft.
Oh,
Almost guaranteed. A lot of JKs have bent shafts in them. All fixable, but
you'll
all
know.
cost money.
Yeah, just
So those are the quick down and dirties on a used JK. Now a lifted or modified, depending on the level of modifications, if you don't know, you should take it to somebody that does before you write a check.
yeah.
Because you could really open an ugly can of worms.
Older than that,
So,
you get into all kinds of things.
oh yeah, TJs
TJ.
have their whole host of, that's a whole nother TNT Tuesday where we can talk about TJs and LJs.
We could talk about them for hours.
We could talk about CJs. I mean, what do you want to talk about? I've worked on them all.
I want to ask the viewers, what are some of the things, when you've bought a Jeep, what were some of the things you had to deal with right off the bat that you weren't expecting that kind of put a Debbie Downer on your Jeep buy, because it was like, oh man, wish I would have known before I bought it that that's what was going to happen. Nobody's putting anything up yet. I know we've seen some come in. Transmission, that was one guy. The Jeep was pretty built, but then transmission was bad.
The manual trannies in JKs are okay. The transmission itself is decent. Mopar does require you, if you read the fine print, 50,000 or 60,000, one or the other, oil change, and Mopar fluid only.
Bet a lot of people don't do that.
You do not want to pay for a rebuild on a JK manual tranny. If you can find one for a core, or if yours is salvageable for a
Best
core.
Jeep manual?
Mm-hmm.
She just said her e-brake. They're terrible.
Yep.
They don't work.
That's another discussion. But manual trannies need constant maintenance on the JK. They need fluid changes.
Yeah. Mick said he had to rebuild his 6-speed last year. It's an
And they
expensive
are
rebuild.
big bucks.
Vince
Big
Lucas,
bucks.
rubber bushings in the track bar.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, you
That'll
know,
affect your drivability.
and when you test drive one, like I said, turn the radio off. Who cares? I mean, check it in the parking lot. Okay, it plays your favorite tunes, whatever. Great. Shut it off. Go for a drive. Listen. The Jeep will tell you what's wrong with it if you listen to it. You'll feel it. You need to drive it at highway speed. You know, around town speeds and highway speed. JKs are prone to death wobble. There are multiple fixes and multiple ways to attack that.
If you were gonna buy a used Jeep, would you buy a stock one or a built one?
I would prefer a stock one because I don't want to inherit anybody else's problems.
Yeah.
I'd rather create my own.
Yeah. Now, it does depend on
But it depends. I mean,
if there's Curry Rock Jocks
Yeah,
under
if-
there and you're picking it up for a good price,
and I know what to look for and where to crawl around and look at. You know, if it is a well-built Jeep and they don't think it's made out of unobtainium and it's a fair price, obviously I'm in the business. I know what most everything should cost. And they're in that neighborhood of what it would cost me to build it, I might. You know, it just depends on how it's built and why it's built and where.
but
and,
you're not buying any used Jeeps.
no. My next Jeep will be probably a 4-door JL. So.
Well, you got the Gladiator for now,
Yeah.
so.
And a TJ to finish.
Yeah, and a JK
And a CJ5 to build.
and an M715.
And an M715.
So, yeah,
So,
you don't need
I
that.
don't need a new Jeep.
So I didn't recap yet. Tanner, are you still on here listening? Tanner was with Bobby at the ThunderCon
Trails and Tacos.
Trails and Tacos or ThunderCon Taco Tour or whatever Bobby
Whatever.
called it
It's-
in Indiana this last weekend. And it made me think a lot of our train masters are out or all over the country. Would you guys be interested in knowing where they are when they're doing their events, like either on our
Stay
website
tuned. Our social
or
media people will put that up for you.
on our website, on our social or whatever? Bobby's here. Bobby, how was your taco tour? Did you have a good turnout like you were expecting? How did everybody have? I'm sure they all had a great time. I haven't
I
seen
gotta go. I got
pictures.
customers up front. So.
Oh man! So let me finish this. Did you have as many people as you expected, Bobby? And Tanner, give me some input. I haven't. Sorry, I'm shaking the thingy. I haven't seen input. We all are waiting for pictures. Everyone likes tacos. We made a special T-shirt. I know Bobby and Dawn got one. Tanner probably had them, but they had T-shirts for sale. I was wondering if Tanner sold out of them. I haven't even talked to him today. It's been our Monday. It is great. Going to Hollywood with Aaron and Tanner this weekend. Yeah, Tanner stayed on the road this week. He's stopping at shops while he was down in that area. Dawn's still working on pictures. Good. You guys will have to watch for that on our Facebook post. Beth and Chris will get them up once Bobby and Dawn share. We're busy, obviously, like Bob said, he got the JK transmission put in this weekend. Swapped that out. Turn around, it's still sitting here. We're going to be doing the South Dakota trip is our next trip. So we got to get Yeller all ready. Hey, for those of you who don't know, that's my new ride. Since Bob inherited the Gladiator. But he did get Yeller all back up and running. We're good to go. This is one of those JKs that if I saw this, somebody was selling it, I'd probably want to bring it to TNT and make sure it's all done right. Let's see. Okay. Oh, holy crap, the wind just picked up. Annie M. Let me switch back over here. Look at that. What gave you a shout out? Oh, we gave you a shout out. Okay. Dang. Stinking wind gust just popped up. This is Wyoming. This is why we don't do it outside. Look at our clouds just rolled in. We're supposed to have a storm this afternoon. I know Maxbelt was on this morning. They were already at 60 degrees this morning. I think we've just dropped down to about 60. The only other stuff we got going on. Hi, Tyler. Hi, Vince. Let's see. I'm going to walk you around the shop and see what we got today. Of course, we have this Gladiator that I'm not going to show you everything on yet because it's getting some stuff. Back here, nothing cool, just cars. Cars, trucks. Normally we have a lot of Jeeps in here, but today we got a lot of cars and automobiles. Cody's working on stuff. I'm still looking for a mechanic. Anybody want to move to Cheyenne, Wyoming and be a mechanic in our shop? Mechanic / Jeep guy. We do have Jeeps out in the parking lot, but with the way the wind just picked up, I'm not going to go out there. But we got a few come in this week. Never ends. Sean's always busy. So, oh, my hair got all blown around. I don't have anything else for today. Next week we are going to be going over the Gladiator skid plates, because that's why that Gladiator's in here. We're going to get that dialed in this week. And the JL skid plates also. We have engine skid already, but the transfer case skid and gas skid should be worked out by the end of next week. So next Tuesday is going to be skid plates. And then after that, I don't remember. It's too far out. So I'm going to let you guys go since Bob is off. And we're going to go have some lunch. And we'll see you guys next Tuesday. Thanks. Bye.